staff, students, family, friends, welcome to the Ohio State University Marion campus graduation celebration. I'm Donna Babitzer. I'm one of the assistant deans and sociology professors on our campus, and it's my pleasure to kick off this celebration. I'm welcoming you today on behalf of Dean Greg Rose, who sends his regrets at not being able to be here for this celebration. While this isn't the official graduation session, the idea of having this program came from a couple of students who wanted to have an on-campus celebration with peers and family, since this is where they've done their work. Being with you today to recognize our candidates for graduation is truly an honor. We all define success differently. Students define success in many unique ways. Some students value the rich opportunities for involvement on our campus, through student employment, through organizations, maybe research with faculty, or earning dean's list status regularly. Some of our students are balancing the role of parent, caretaker, full-time employee, and student. No matter how you define success, one of the joys of working on this campus is being a part of the varied journeys that our students take as they work towards graduation. Recognizing that while students are the ones going to class, writing those papers, taking those exams, feeling the stress that goes along with that workload, they don't get to this point without this support. Family members, friends, other guests, thank you for the support that you have provided to your graduate, whether it was helping with their tuition or other costs, having something ready for them to eat after class, listening when they needed to vent about that 12, 15, 20-page paper one of those professors assigned, or that exam that just felt overwhelming, or just giving a hug or a smile to let them know you were there. It all matters, and we thank you. And a huge shout out to everyone in this room for having the wherewithal, the flexibility, the perseverance to make it through a pandemic and getting to this moment. I think you deserve it. That's a story you're going to be telling a lot of kids. This afternoon, we're going to recognize two distinct groups of students. First, there are those earning an Associates of Arts degree. This semester, 78 students will complete this requirement, earning roughly half the credits needed to complete a bachelor's degree at Ohio State. For some, this might be the stopping point, and others will continue on to earn a bachelor's degree. 34 Marion campus students will graduate with a bachelor's degree. These students may attend commencement ceremonies on the Columbus campus, an opportunity to be recognized with graduates from all of the Ohio State campuses, demonstrating that we're all Buckeyes regardless of campus. Congratulations to both groups of students and best wishes to you wherever your next steps take you. Remember, you're welcome to come back anytime. We'll be happy to see you. And Dean Rose wanted me to remind you, if you're currently enrolled, there's still finals and final projects to be done. So today we'll recognize the outstanding candidates for graduation listed in your program. Their names appear in the order in which they'll be introduced. Students, whether this is truly your last semester or just one of many yet to complete, take time to hear the words from those in the room today and feel that sense of accomplishment. You've really earned it. At this time, I'll turn the podium over to my colleagues, Associate Dean Dr. Bishan Pandey, and Assistant Dean of Academic Opportunities, Dr. John Meharry, to present our Associate of Arts degree candidates.
Good afternoon. It's wonderful to have you all here, and especially to recognize your accomplishments that you have accomplished throughout the whole year or the semester. So about the Associate of Arts degree. The Associate of Arts degree is only available on the regional campuses of the Ohio State University. For many students, completion of associate arts degree marks the halfway point to a bachelor's degree. Students are eligible for the AA degree after completing a minimum of 60 semester credit hours, 33 of those being in specific course categories. Since its inception in 1980, 4,280 Marian campus students have earned the Associate of Arts degree. 78 students are candidates for the degree this semester. This afternoon, we recognize those students who are listed in your program. Will the candidates for the Associate of Arts degree please rise? As the Associate Dean of the Marian campus, I have the honor to present these candidates for the Associate of Arts degree. They have completed all the requirements and are therefore deemed worthy of this distinction. In the name of the Ohio State University, upon recommendation of its faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you the Associate of Arts degree. I congratulate you and welcome you to the company of educated men and women. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. John Mahari, Assistant Dean and Professor of Mathematics, to announce the name of the recipients.
Congratulations to all the candidates for the degree this afternoon. Will the degree recipients please come to the stage? When your name is called, you'll be receiving a rose, a Blocko pin, and your diploma. Congratulations. The first student is Hunter Bliss. Hunter, stop for a photo when you shake the hand. The second candidate or recipient of the degree tonight is Kaylee Cook. Darji. Next we have Erica Duquette. Technical difficulties. Ryan.
There's no man behind the curtain.
Where is it? Oh, it's there. It's not doing anything. Can I just talk louder? Yes. Where were we? That was Erica, correct? There you go. Now we have Aaron Johnson. Next we have Jacob Heath Porter. And now we have Kira Prince. And now we have Michael Rose. And Aurora Rosman. And we have one recipient in your program who wasn't able to make it this afternoon, and that is Kayla Thompson. So congratulations to all the recipients of the Associate of Arts degree. Congratulations and a well-deserved round of applause. At this time, I'd like to turn the podium over to Dr. Susan Gershman from the Evolution, Ecology, and Organismal Biology, EEOB. Say it again, Susan. EEOB. To begin our presentation of the bachelor's degree candidates. I apologize for messing that up.
That's cool.
I'm not the first.
Next time I forget how to say mathematics. Yeah, so to paraphrase Homer Simpson, as we do, biology is both the cause and solution to all of life's problems. Am I right? Can you hear me, by the way? Okay. Yeah, so, the three leading causes of death in the U.S. right now are heart disease, cancer, and COVID, right? And, the world needs more biology majors. Biology majors learn things like they learn the molecular structure of the COVID virus molecule and how it interacts with the immune system. But then they also learn how we're able to make antibody medicines and also vaccines to be able to combat COVID. In terms of cancers, we have people like both Zane and Corey who are doing research that is involved in cancer and trying to solve cancer. We learned the kind of pathways by which cancer genes are either stopped or not stopped, right? And on the other side of it, we learn how to do gene therapies like CAR-T immunotherapies and other treatments for cancer that can help people live longer. And in terms of heart disease, we learn the basis of heart disease and what actually causes mortality and morbidity in people. We learn the anatomical basis of that, and we also learn how the gene-by-environment interactions between anatomy and the environment can help us guide people towards solutions that will make them less likely to have mortality and morbidity from heart disease. So I hope we've convinced you all to become biology majors. And then we want to introduce, how do we move on to the next bit, in which we talk about whether or not, I was told there would be slides. I cannot see what it says. Okay. All right. Oh, so it's Corey first. Do people come up or no?
Yes.
Okay. Come on up. Come up, Corey. I was nothing but I enjoyed having you in my classes. You're extremely smart and driven and a good leader amongst other people. I've enjoyed seeing your progress and also hearing that you did not do anything grievous to yourself on your jet ski. Yeah.
this like just spark to every class. And I appreciate the fact that you love Happy Feet. All right. Oh, thanks. All right.
Congratulations.
All right, and I believe next up we have Sarah Crosby and Stuart LaShawn who are going to come present some English majors, present them what? Present them their certificates. Okay. Coming down the same stairs. We'll get a lot.
Okay, hello. I am Sarah Crosby and Stuart LaShawn. We are going to present two fabulous English majors here. And since I guess we're saying something good about the major, I would just say that I am just very impressed with these two young people because, right now we are experiencing kind of a attack on humanities, and I believe that part of the reason they've stuck with the English major is because of their devotion to clear communication and good citizenship, and I really appreciate that. Plus, we're fun. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Cheyenne, if you would like to come up. So I'll just very short little speech about you, and then I'll be done. But so this is what I'm going to remember about Cheyenne. She is smart, very smart. Always the person to come up with the insightful analysis in class. She's a brilliant writer. I still think about the paper you did in my Modern American Lit Survey. Yeah, and that was in COVID, but it was about true crime and how victims are treated in the criminal justice system. Oh, that was so good. I just don't write that one. Which leads me to the thing that I am going to remember most about you, though, which is you are just fierce, right? You have a fierce commitment to justice and an adventurous spirit that I really appreciate. And that goes just fiercely inquisitive. That goes for finding out about how victims are treated in the justice system, to how exactly do you form an ellipsis. So, she wants to know. And so even in the grammar class, you were so engaged and just intent on getting to the truth of things.
I literally just had that moment yesterday again.
So anyway, Cheyenne is a truth seeker, and I know she will continue on to do great things as a truth seeker out in the larger world. So thank you. And I'm going to miss you.
I'm gonna miss you. Both of you, everybody. Oh.
Congratulations.
Diane is also a heck of a creative writer as well. I've read a couple of classes. She writes beautiful. Alex Harris, would you come up here, please? I teach a lot of the creative writing. I've had the honor and privilege of having Alex in a number of them in recent years. First was Black Box and Zoom, and now I had the pleasure of having him in person. In an age of specialty, Alex can kind of do it all. Normally when one goes to graduate school in creative writing, so you specialize in fiction or poetry. If Alex does that, he'll have a hard time. He's good in creative writing in all genres. He this year won the Poetry Award that we have on our campus. I'll say more about that tonight. In the fall, I had him in a creative nonfiction class with Cheyenne, and he wrote a beautiful, moving piece about leaving the swinging team finally after many years. And he's a heck of a fiction writer. He writes powerful speculative fiction, that take place in deeply imagined worlds that would, you know, similar to Westeros or Middle Earth, that kind of depth and insight. I can give, in a class, I'll give an exercise, you know, here's some things on the table, incorporate them into your stories, we'll take a stopwatch and then create a character who can use the watch to stop someone's life or to measure a person's life. And maybe most importantly, he writes funny. He's been a member of Kapow, a creative writing club. He's also been involved in our literary magazine, Cornfield Review. In our latest issue, which is around campus, I encourage you to get them. They're free. This is the beginning of his story called The Overlord in the Gas Station. I hope I can read it as Alex does. How dare you speak to me in such a manner? The man shouted. Look, sir, came the dead-end reply of the teenage cashier. We have Marlboro and Lucky Strike for $6 and gas for $3.50. If you want anything from the alcohol cooler, I'll need to see your ID. Have you any idea whom you address? The man tossed back his cloak of bloody scarlet to reveal a suit of heavy plate wrought from blackened metal, its heraldry a snarling hydra. You're speaking to the commander of 100 armies, a slayer of 1,000 kings. All behold my glory and fear my wrath. I am the overlord of monsters. That's great, sir. You still have to pay for your purchases. Alex continues to write, and I hope he does. He will publish work that astounds us, amazes us, and makes us pleasure. After my classes, Alex.
And up next is Chris Gaddis from Psychology.
Always my luck to follow Sarah and Stuart. That's going to be difficult scheduling for me. I'm not going to try to sell psychology like biology has been sold to us. I do want to warn our two graduates. You will, once you get a psychology degree, you will non-stop get this question. Are you analyzing me? Whenever you talk about psychology, and the reality is, with my 4-year degree, I learned statistics. I learned how to read articles. But when people ask you that question, are you analyzing me? You can just say no. We analyze people just like you guys do. We just have fancier words. That's all. I do have the lucky opportunity to present two students. Who's first? AJ? Okay. Somehow AJ got through this program without being inflicted with my statistics course. I don't know how you did it. These two students, I will say, in our conversations as a faculty, we often have students come through who are just so easy to write for when we are asked to do recommendation letters. It's just, sometimes it's like I need a page limit because I could go on and on. Sometimes the hardest recommendation letters are from a student who gets good grades but just shows up. And from my understanding, AJ, of your work here, you didn't just show up. And I know personally, Haley, you didn't just show up. You guys came, you got your good grades, but more than that, you impacted us and your fellow students. You engaged with the material, and you really took it on as a challenge, and we appreciate that. So I'm going to ask AJ up. I do want to read something that Dr. Tilka wrote about you because I did not have you in class. Dr. Tilka wrote, "While I've only had AJ for one course, the psychology of gender, he has definitely left an awesome impression on me. AJ is a very thoughtful student who generates novel and meaningful points of discussion for complex topics. Students and I were wowed by his passionate presentation on gender differences in salary, recognition, and respect within the MBA and WNBA. I'm looking forward to hearing about his future accomplishments in graduate school." Certainly good luck, AJ. Haley. I've had Haley in a number of classes. Haley is a student who, her engagement in the material I wish were more contagious to other students. She doesn't just go into the class for the grades, she really is trying to tackle the topics and understand the concepts, and then apply the concepts, which I really appreciate. Haley was a leader on our campus from the psychology club. PALS, also working in our community with some of the, how shall I say, the Boys and Girls Club, the underprivileged children, the PALS program that you worked as a big sister. So I really appreciate that. I think you're an amazing student. I wish you luck in whatever you do. I do have something from Dr. Tilka as well. Haley is an amazing student. She always offers deep conceptualization of the subject matter during class discussion and within her written assignments. Haley's presence in my courses has enriched my experience as an instructor and facilitated other students' learning of the material. See, that's what I said. I will miss having her in class, but I look forward to hearing her about her future accomplishments, which I am confident will be great. Great job. And now let me reintroduce Dr. Bobbitt Zaire, for the Bachelor of Science in Social Work.
It's my pleasure to introduce the graduates in our Bachelor of Science in Social Work program. For you social work graduates, you've never had me in class. I'm a sociologist. But Terry Kinsway, the manager of the social work program, regrets she's unable to be here today. But she did provide reflections for the four of you. So I'm going to share those. And I'm reading from what she wrote, so if I mess it up, that's what Terry wrote. So first up we have Jacob England. So Terry had to say, Jacob is a very engaging person, well respected by his peers, demonstrates initiative, was always prepared for class, had assignments turned in on time, worked well in small or large groups. Jacob kept us updated on events and crises happening in his placement with Family Promise, a homeless shelter in Delaware. And he was able to work with his own client following him throughout his stay at the shelter. So very important work. His task instructor shared that Jacob's confidence has grown and he has fully immersed himself in the intake and case planning process. So Jake set a personal goal of engaging more frequently with residents, and he shared that he's accomplished his goal. So great job. Congratulations. Next up we have Nathaniel Hall. So Terry shared that over time, I've seen Nate gain confidence and find his voice to be a strong advocate for others and emerge as a leader with his peers. He's friendly and respectful to his peers, has a wonderful sense of humor, and adds a sense of maturity to the cohort. You're the mature one. Nate was placed with Heart of Ohio Homeless Shelter. He's been a strong advocate for his clients in several ways. He shares frequently how much he enjoys working with them, finding appropriate resources, following up after they've left the shelter to see how they maintain their disability. There have been multiple times he's communicated with the educated various professionals in order to best serve the clients, as well as dispel myths about the homeless population and interact with them in a non-judgmental way. His field instructor says Nate is a go-getter, follows through on activities completely, and is very non-judgmental. In addition, during this time, Nate completed peer support specialist training, and he's an excellent role model for others. Congratulations, Nate. Next up is Jennifer Hopkins. Jen came into the program as a leader and demonstrated this with her strong campus involvement, including being co-president of the Social Work Club for 2 years, president of the Career Closet Club, and student intern at ASU Marion's Counseling and Wellness Center. In all of these endeavors, she's impacted the campus community and beyond. She has an enthusiastic personality and is very creative. Her excitement is contagious, Terry says. She's entering grad school and will be returning to the Marion campus for another internship with counseling and wellness, and the campus is fortunate to have her back. Congratulations. And Sarah Morris. Terry says that Sarah has natural abilities in working with people, and her confidence has grown tremendously while in the program and at her internship. She was interested in school social work and was placed with Marion City Schools. There she was able to maintain a caseload, providing a variety of supports and interventions with students, and teach them coping and social skills, link them with valuable resources. She also was engaged with the suicide prevention program and classroom lessons. Her field instructor shared that she excels at building relationships and is willing to step out of her comfort zone and try new experiences. Great job, Sarah. Congratulations to all of our social work graduates, and at this time, I'll turn it over to Erin Armstrong from Communications to continue with the program.
So it may seem like strategic communications is last because of alphabetical order, but as I told Corinne, they're just saving the best for last.
Amen.
So as instructors, we all have students that we hope will come back to our class. And when you teach public speaking, this doesn't always happen. But not only did Corinne return to more communication classes after taking public speaking, she was actually just telling me that public speaking was one of her favorite classes. So she was destined to be a communication major. It was a fit made just for her. So luckily for me, Corinne took many of her classes here at OSU Marion. Luckily for her, she also took additional communication classes from instructors on Columbus campus and online, and one of her favorite classes in those classes was social media advertising. So I worked in public relations in my professional career before academia. I was the Assistant Director of Communications for the Ohio House of Representatives and Communication Director for a statewide environmental nonprofit. And from my professional experience, I say that in strategic communications, for someone to be successful, it takes 3 qualities. So number 1, you have to be not just a good writer, but a wordsmith. So there's an alchemy, kind of a magical creation that transforms language into persuasive communication. Number 2, you have to be a creative thinker, someone who can think outside the box, respond to crisis communication, envision ways to capture the public's attention. And number 3, you have to be an influencer, someone who can motivate and induce others. And Corinne had all 3 of these qualities to make her a really successful strategic communicator. So Corinne, will you come up and keep me company here? Corinne was a solid A student in every communication class she took here at OSU Marion, including hybrid classes during the height of the pandemic. So she was in classes in person before masks. She was in class with masks. She sat outside when we would have classes outside the library in the amphitheater. She was on Zoom. She did it all. So she rose to the challenges, as all of our graduating students did of these past few years. But beyond being a stellar student, graduating with Latin honors, Corinne is a Buckeye with a big heart dedicated to bettering the world. In her course assignments, she emphasized the important work of our first responders, which I know is influenced by her family, and argued for the rights of women. Strategic communications is a degree, but it also carries with it a responsibility to use persuasion in a positive, pro-social way to improve our communities. I have every confidence that Corinne will make an impact on lives here in Ohio and beyond through her citizenship, compassion, and knowledge in strategic communication. And I'm sure her family is as delighted as we are that she is already working full-time in her major. So she has a full-time job at Accent Management in Worthington, Ohio. I add my congratulations and wish the very best to Corinne and all of our graduates here today.
As we conclude today's program, please join us in the lobby for dessert reception. We'll have a photo banner set up in the lobby as well. On the back of your program, there's information about photos and a video of today's program. Thank you all for coming, and again, congratulations to all of our graduates.